Yo, celebrities who unexpectedly turn their lives around. Yeah, that's crazy. Some of these people really got the limelight, but guess what? They fucked up, and guess what?
Celebrity we'll cover in this video, there are a few who have fixed their life like Robert Downey Jr. Between
Iron Man?
1996 and 2001, he was arrested on 6 separate occasions for some crazy different reasons. By this point, he
Damn.
had already been a famous actor for roughly 10 years, although this didn't stop a judge from giving him 3 years in prison.
So you're telling me this 3 years in prison? He's harder than most rappers.
Managed to land a single TV show role, which he was then fired from after police arrested him again, this time for walking around LA under the influence without any shoes on. Given this also resulted in Robert Downey Jr.'s divorce,
That is some hobo activity. Come on, Robbie. Robert Downey.
Prize hit state it was my lowest point in terms of addictions. At that stage, I didn't care whether or not I ever acted again, although thankfully this didn't happen. He'd appear on Oprah stating,
And I said, you know what, I don't think I can continue
Damn.
doing this.
Imagine if we never had Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. Who the fuck would, bro, we would miss this much fucking greatness. Thank God he started vibing real quick.
With it. It's not that difficult to overcome these seemingly ghastly problems. What's hard is to decide.
although with his reputation in the dumps, the only role he could land was in an Elton John music video, and when he did return to the big screen a full 2 years later, producers withheld 40% of Robert Downey Jr.'s income to ensure he wouldn't relapse midway through filming. Only 7 years after
He was
being
a crackhead
released
like
from
that?
prison, Robert Downey Jr. was cast as Tony Stark in Iron Man, which grossed almost $600 million at the box office and paved his
Okay.
way for another 7 Marvel movies, although Samuel L. Jackson's turnaround,
This nigga is my GOAT.
it met his alcoholic father only 2 times in his life.
Damn! Nigga, look at that cut. That shit looking silky. Nah, hold on. He's looking, my bad.
And having grown up in a broken home, it's no surprise that Samuel L. Jackson became an alcoholic himself. In his early 20s, he was booted from 2 plays on Broadway for his substance abuse problems, and by his early 40s, he was still an unknown actor with no money and a heroin problem.
He was addicted to heroin? Am I the only one who just found this out?
Rehab at the
What
age
the
of
fuck?
43, and amazingly, only 1 week after doing so, he'd star in a movie called Jungle Fever, which just so happened to be his major breakout role.
Once
Halle
I got clean,
Berry?
everything kind of changed. The correlation between
That's my babe.
my career changing and me getting straight is very clear.
In just a couple of years after getting clean, Samuel L. Jackson starred in Jurassic Park, Star Wars, and Pulp Fiction, which then turned into another 6 Tarantino movies and his role in every single Avengers film. Despite finding no success until the age of 43, Samuel L. Jackson has grossed more than any other actor in human history, with Robert Downey Jr. being right behind him in rank number 2.
That's
This
fucking crazy that shit happened because both of them are on this fucking list.
success is proportionate to struggle, which is a point often talked about by Oprah Winfrey. She was born to
You
a
get a
single
car.
teenage
You
mom
get a
who was
car.
living off welfare on a farm in Mississippi.
Yo, is someone gonna say it? She is hit. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, she's a go. Oprah, have you seen this? I don't know, man. Give me a car.
She was primarily raised by her grandmother, who dressed Oprah in stitched together potato sacks and whipped her for reasons as petty as playing with the family's drinking water.
You get whipped, then
That's not funny. How could you do that to this independent, beautiful, young billionaire black lady?
sulking about it. You better wipe that frown off your face.
It's therefore no surprise that Oprah had run away from home at the age of 13, although this would lead to her first job as a
13?
part-time news reporter, which she was then fired from shortly thereafter.
I only came to co-host a talk show because I had failed at news.
With nowhere else to go, Oprah joined one
Wow.
of Chicago's lowest rated TV shows, which then became the city's highest rated talk show less than 2 months later thanks to her presence. Her contribution was so important, the show was not only named after her, but would also become the most popular talk show in American history only 2 years later. In 2003,
goat.
at the age of 49, Oprah ranked as one of the world's 500 richest people, also becoming the
Wow. That just goes to show, fam, if you got that potato sack fucking drink.
in human history, and while that's a redemption almost impossible to top, Fergie might come
Fergie!
close, despite
I gotta say something about Fergie. This girl had my heart. You see this right here? She had my heart for like at least 10 years. Hit it, Fergie. I just wanna know.
crystal meth every day at the age of 26, causing her to dip
Crackhead.
down to 90 pounds or 40 kilos, stating,
Crackhead.
the drugs thing, it was a hell of a lot of fun until it wasn't, given she experienced psychosis, dementia, and even hallucinations on a daily basis.
I started getting really paranoid. I went one day into this church, and I thought that the FBI and the
Do people actually think drugs are cool? Especially hard drugs? No way. Bro, it's 2024, man. You gotta let that shit go.
Although this episode in the church also happened
What
to
the
be her
fuck?
turning point.
And I said, if I go out there and the FBI and the SWAT team's not out there, then it's the drugs and I'm stopping. So obviously I went outside of the church and there was no SWAT team.
Did you keep your promise?
I kept my promise.
That was it.
That was it.
Fergie kicked her meth addiction in 2002, just months before joining the Black Eyed Peas, where she'd find unbelievable success with Where Is the Love only 1 year later. Fergie has since had a child,
Boom,
built a
boom,
net worth
boom.
of 45
Boom,
million,
boom,
and is
boom.
almost 22 years clean. But while Fergie had to wean herself off only one drug, Drew Barrymore had to do so with many.
Where's she from? She from, what the fuck is she from? Charlie's Angels. Bro, I remember this girl. Her, the Asian girl, and Cameron Diaz. Yo, Cameron Diaz back in it. Dizzy? She could have been my wife. I'm not gonna lie.
Extremely famous Hollywood family, and landing one of the lead roles in E.T. at the age of 7. Drew Barrymore was an alcoholic by age 11, a drug addict by age 12, put in a mental institution at age 13, and was legally divorced from her parents by her 14th birthday. She was therefore blacklisted from Hollywood at age 15, was cleaning toilets to make
What the fuck was she doing? Making out with fucking homeless people and doing drugs with them? Fucking killing people? What's, bro, this is a list and a half. And she hasn't even touched 16 yet. Bro, Drew Barry.
ends meet at
What the
16,
fuck is he doing?
and by her 27th birthday, she'd been married and divorced twice. Addiction had always been a major family problem,
Almost all of her ancestors were alcoholics.
and would even lead to her doing a nude Playboy shoot in 1995, which would actually become a significant turning point. Steven Spielberg just so happened to be her godfather, and would send
Non-stop.
Drew Barrymore a blanket for her 20th birthday, attaching a letter with the message "Cover yourself up," also including the original Playboy images, which were altered to make her look fully clothed. From here, she made the choice to that Lindsay's life was spiraling out of control. It read, "Dear Lindsay, you have frequently failed to arrive on time to the set. Today you did not show for work all day. I'm now told you don't plan to come to work tomorrow because you are not feeling well. We are well aware that your ongoing all-night heavy partying is the real reason for your so-called exhaustion. We
Damn.
refuse to accept bogus excuses for your behavior. Today your actions on Georgia Rule have been discourteous, irresponsible, and unprofessional. You have acted like a spoiled child, and in doing so have
Why are they going off her like this? Honestly, if she was a piece of shit and she wasn't, this is from the producers. Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Like, what the fuck is she doing? She needs to pipe up.
of your co-workers and endangered the quality of this picture. Moreover, your actions have resulted in hundreds of thousands of dollars in damage. We will not tolerate these actions any further.
What the fuck? Hundreds of... What the hell is she doing? Eating fucking car glass or some shit? Breaking trucks? Hundreds of... What the hell was she doing? Nah, she got the game fucked up. I'm suing you. Lawyer up.
The producer who sent this letter later stated she came to work every day after that.
Oh,
However,
okay.
Lindsay's
She
personal
knew better.
problems were only getting started. Just months after the letter went public, Lindsay checked herself into rehab for the first time, although this didn't seem to make much difference, as she was then arrested for driving under the influence. Over the following 6 years, Lindsay was arrested a total of 6 different times, while she'd state, "It is clear to me that my life has become completely unmanageable because I'm addicted to alcohol and drugs." As a result, she'd lose contact with her family and attend court-ordered rehab.
Look, you gotta feel bad for these celebrities, you know? They're in the limelight at a fucking young age, and it's a lot, man. Fucking paparazzi, all that shit, just thinking you gotta be perfect and shit, and it makes you crash out, you know? You got all the money, you got all the fucking drugs, you're just gonna take it, you gotta take it. Don't even be like these guys. Don't even fucking do drugs in the first place, bro.
Every movie she was cast in during this period was a complete and utter flop. But as the negativity began to stack up, so did Lindsay's desire to get sober.
Was it over a period of time or all of a sudden that maybe
My
I do have a
babes, oh
problem?
bruh.
over a period of time.
And in 2014, she chose to document the process
Lindsay.
in an 8-part series with Oprah.
My main objective is, to maintain my sobriety.
And have you been sober
Oh.
since
Yes,
we
I
I
last?
should look like that.
The show was given awful reviews. However, Lindsay Lohan was finally back on the straight and narrow. She'd moved to Dubai that very same year because there's a certain calmness that I find in Dubai. There's no paparazzi, no cameras, that's a big deal for me. Not to mention the strict culture has helped her to stay sober.
Maybe I'm just a hater. Are people really going out of the way to like check up on Lindsay Lohan nowadays? Like in terms of paparazzi. Like if I seen Lindsay Lohan, I'd be like, hey, I used to watch you when I was younger, and just keep on walking. Like, well, what the hell am I like, bro? What am I doing this for? You're done. Your time's up.
It's a different kind of fun that you have.
Lindsay has since fixed the relationship with her parents, gotten married, had a child, and even returned to the big screen. But while Lindsay's dark period could have likely been avoided, Liam Neeson's was tragically thrown upon him. Having found success with every type of movie you can think of, Liam Neeson and his family
Dang.
had seemingly the perfect life.
This is a nigga
However,
from
on
Taken.
the 18th of March 2009, all of this changed unexpectedly. Liam Neeson's wife, Natasha Richardson, was taking a beginner ski class in Canada when she fell and hit her head. The fall
No. This gotta fucking hurt, man. Damn, this fucking sucks.
wasn't bad enough for her to ask for medical attention, so she'd simply return to her hotel room and tell Neeson she'd taken a tumble in the snow. Well, it turns out her brain had been bleeding the entire time, and after experiencing a splitting headache, she was rushed to the hospital and pronounced dead shortly thereafter. Neeson's final words to his wife were, "Sweetie, you're not coming back from this. You've banged your head. I don't know if you can hear me, but this is what's gone down."
That's pretty dark. That is fucked.
Complete freak accident, it really sort of messes with your mind whether you believe in fate or not. She was a terrific mother. Neeson never remarried
Rest
after
in
the
peace, man.
incident. However, he and his son played the two main roles in a movie called Made in Italy, the synopsis of which being almost identical to what they'd gone through in real life. Liam Neeson notably states in the
That's
movie,
interesting as fuck.
Disappointment is an absolute certainty. Everyone lets everyone down at some point. How you come back from that, that's romance.
with this redemption only being rivaled by Macaulay
This
Culkin. After
nigga.
star-
When I tell you, this nigga was hella famous back in the Dizzy that. I'm not gonna lie, he was fucking famous fuck, right? But everyone knows this. When I tell you, let's say around 2016, around that area, I don't know, maybe I was like 13 or something. This nigga, I'll see videos of him. He was the biggest crackhead. I thought this nigga fell off and died. You're telling me he turned his life around? Bro, I found out he's dating that one girl, London Tipton. It should have been me.
Continued to appear in movies for another 4 years before choosing to retire at the age of 14 so he could live a normal life. Culkin was described by co-star Joe Pesci as being a really sweet kid and even at his age very professional.
He brings an incredibly mature perspective to everything he does, in spite of being very young.
However, as Culkin became an adult, he'd go through many periods
see what I
of
mean?
turbulence.
Bro, this nigga was
For
not
starters,
blessed.
Macaulay Culkin's success ruined
Bro,
the
look at him. He's a
relationship
fucking
he had
adorable
with
as
his
shit.
father.
Nah, and
Every
he looks like-
adult, he'd go through many.
Everything that he tried to do in his life, like I excelled at, like before I was 10 years old.
While his earnings of $23.5 million before his 15th birthday also caused his parents' divorce in that very same year.
But as the money pours in,
That
the
nigga's
Culkin
rich.
family falls apart.
In the process, Macaulay began to experiment.
I wanted to like drink 40s and like get laid and smoke pot. Like that's what I wanted to do, and that's what I did.
And in 2004, he was arrested and briefly jailed for possession of weed. The Home Alone star, 24, was given 1-year deferred sentences on each of the charges and ordered to pay $540 in fees, after which the tabloid press took this photo and accused
This is a
Macaulay of
photo.
taking
He looks like he's fucking 60. He's gonna die. What the fuck happened?
drugs.
Nah,
He'd
bless.
respond by stating, "No, I was not pounding 6 grand of heroin every month or whatever." Although at the same time, he would talk about drugs by stating, "I do love them, they're like old friends, but sometimes you outgrow your friends, and it's therefore no surprise that Culkin has since gone sober. I wouldn't be the person I am today if I hadn't had drugs in my life at some point or another. I had some illuminating experiences, but it's also effing stupid. So besides the occasional muscle relaxer, no, I don't do drugs recreationally."
Normal. Oh, thanks. I know, people are always struck at how normal I am. I'm like, just like, wow, really? I think my...
Maybe I'm just hating, but he kind of looks kind of funny looking. I don't know. He kind of looks like fucking... I don't know. Looks like a Karen, like a soccer mom. He's a goat though.
I know people are always struck at how normal I am. I'm like, just like, wow, really? I think my
you made it
reputation.
through the maze
I guess
of being
so.
a famous child.
Yeah, yeah.
Macaulay Culkin recently had a baby.
Bro!
He's these days usually only in the press for
That's
positive reasons.
Is that London Tipton? It is London Tipton. Bro, this nigga talking about a girl. Those are the celebrities who turn their life around. Guess what, man? Fame, money is not all that you really think it is, you know? Yeah, money is nice and fame is okay, I guess. But that shit is like, fuck with the video, let a nigga know, follow me, all that shit. We live on Twitch, so yeah, that link in description. And if you fuck with me, show the love. But I'm gonna catch y'all in the next one.